Well, alright, so I want to ask the question here. Why is Brock Lesnar still the WWE champion? Whatever the fuck name. I think they changed the name of this belt like 10 times in the last 5 years. They've changed the design a million times too. But anyway, why is he still the WWE champion? We'll just call the championship that for terms of simplicity here. And I'm also going little bonus here at the end of the video. You get 2 in 1 here. I'm also going to talk about the whole Brock Lesnar UFC confrontation with Daniel Cormier at the end. And when I think about all that, I'm going to touch on an aspect of it. And I'm going to look at it at an angle that probably not many people are looking at it like. But I'll talk about that at the end. But so let's talk about this. Why is Lesnar still champion? He hardly fucking shows up. I mean, when's the last time he's been there? Like, I think in April at that retarded ass greatest Royal Rumble pay-per-view ever, which was a stupid fucking pay-per-view, and I ranted on that a lot. But why is he still champion? What is their obsession with part-timers? I mean, I get the whole oracle of a part-timer. He comes in once every few years, and it's really cool to see him like Undertaker. You know, we see him, but even Undertaker, they're starting to fuck up now with these live events / pay-per-views. I don't know what the fuck they are, and they're putting Undertaker on them now. I'm just very confused by that, but I get the whole concept of a part-timer. But when you start putting belts on part-timers, I mean, look at Goldberg, look at Triple H, look at now Brock Lesnar. These are all people who have held the WWE title in the last few years. What is the point of putting the belt on these people who hardly show up and are 20 years past their prime? I mean, you've got many competent wrestlers on the roster now. I mean, we've seen the greatness of NXT. I mean, I used to watch NXT, and I thought it was really good. So why aren't these people your champions? Why are we relying on people whose prime was in like the 90s or the early 2000s to hold belts? It's totally ridiculous, in my opinion. So Brock Lesnar hardly shows up. He's there like 10% of the time maybe. So it's really not even accurate to call him a part-timer, more like a 10% timer, because he only shows up probably 10 weeks out of the year, 5-10 weeks out of the year, wrestles a few matches, and that's it. Okay, if you want to put him in like a special match at WrestleMania or SummerSlam, put him in a special program, that's fine with me. But don't put the belt on him for 500 days now? He's been champion like a year and a half. I mean, that is totally ridiculous. It doesn't do anybody any good to have your champion vacant for the last 2 or 3 months. I mean, what is the point in that? It's like people have probably even forgotten that there's even a champion anymore. I mean, I'd rather have the champion be Roman Reigns, even though I despise that man, because at least he's there every week to defend the belt and to represent the show, albeit in a shitty way. He's representing the show because he sucks and gets booed every fucking week. But that's besides the point is that Lesnar hardly shows up and therefore should not be champion. And if I was watching right now, I'd be pretty fucking mad watching these pay-per-views. And hey, where's your championship match, which should be your main event, right? Where's your champion? Oh, it's not there because Brock Lesnar's not there. He's too busy doing whatever he has to do. That's fine. Again, if you want to show up, I mean, I know Brock Lesnar is a big draw, and I used to be a big fan of his, but now they really fucked him up, putting the belt on him, and this whole Suplex City bullshit. I'm so tired of this whole Suplex City. Can we get over this? This has been 4 years now. A great thing in WWE should be originality. Should be changing things up, not doing the same thing over and over again. But this is what we see here with WWE. Every time Brock Lesnar wrestles a match, he does German suplex, regular suplex, F5. It's like, can we change things up a little bit? I mean, I have a brain larger than a goldfish. I would like to see more complex moves than just suplexes for the last 4 years. So I hate the suplex. I mean, it was all right when it first came out, like 4 years ago. Oh, Suplex City, that's an original term. But then they just started promoting it, kept promoting it, instead of just doing it and leaving it be for a few months and then moving on to something different and have Lesnar do something. No, they got to hang on to Suplex City bullshit. It's like, change things up, have Lesnar do more than just 3 suplexes during the whole fucking match, and do something better. All right. So now let me talk about the UFC thing. A little bonus here at the end here, just because I love you guys so much. So Brock Lesnar and Daniel Cormier have a little scrap there after the UFC pay-per-view. It's obviously scripted. I mean, they obviously pre-planned it. I mean, it obviously wasn't genuine, and he was genuinely upset with Cormier and pushed him. I mean, that was obviously, a little scripted there. To what degree it was scripted, I don't know. But, so, a lot of people are saying, well, it's going to draw money. It's just going to draw money, and that's good. So I'm trying to look at this from a UFC perspective, because I used to watch WWE. Thank God I don't anymore. So I'm trying to look at this from like a UFC perspective of somebody who watches the show and is a fan who watches all the pay-per-views and orders them and spends a lot of money, because those pay-per-views are quite expensive. I would not enjoy my product being scripted, because one of the things about UFC is that it should be genuine. It should be real. It shouldn't be like WWE. So I would not enjoy this if I was a fan. So I'd definitely be mad about it. And it doesn't really make any sense to me. While it might draw some money for this one pay-per-view, you got to look at it over the long term. Will this piss your hardcore fans off? Because there's a lot of UFC fans who are probably hardcore, love the product, and are genuinely UFC fans. Then you got, like your fringe fans who might tune in because, there's a big draw or something. Similar to WWE, you have your hardcore fans, like myself, who I consider myself I used to be at least, and I watched all the fucking Raws, all the pay-per-views. But then they started doing shit like, they always really done this, like do a one-off thing where it really alienates the true fans, like put the championship on The Rock, or put the belt on Goldberg, or put the belt on Triple H, where it might draw in those fringe fans for a little bit, but in the long term it really alienates your hardcore fans, turns them off. And then now, like myself, I'm not watching anymore. And clearly a lot of people aren't watching because the ratings have been going down for like the last 5 years. And they've been going down pretty hardcore. So when you are judging if something is good or not, whether that be in WWE or whether that be in UFC, when you're coming from your own fan perspective, you got to judge it based on what you think is good, not what's going to boost the ratings or what's going to make the company more money, because that doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter to me how much money WWE or UFC makes. What matters to me is my own opinion, and I'm going to voice my own opinion. And whether I'm judging something that made money for the company or not, that doesn't affect my decision about whether something is quality television or not. It's just what I think is good. How much money that the company made on a pay-per-view or not does not affect whether I thought that pay-per-view was good or not. So I'm going to voice, and I think fans should voice their own opinion, no matter what the financial interests of the company are, or what bullshit like that. So there's my thoughts on that. I definitely understand where a lot of these UFC fans are coming from. Because I could relate to it as a former ex-WWE fan who no longer watches the product because of bullshit like what UFC is doing now. It's very similar. And UFC, it's a real fight, so it really shouldn't be scripted. I don't think it should be real. It should be genuine. And I think it's bad to script things like this, and it should be genuine. WWE is scripted, so that shouldn't be genuine. But UFC, on the other hand, should be real. So there you go, people. There's my thoughts on that.